Welcome to the channel. Today's video is the first in a new series we're going to call How to ID. In today's video, we will focus on doors, windows, and climate. Let's get into it. One of the first things you'll need to know about your ID.4 is how to get in it, how to open the doors. So the ID.4 doors work a little bit differently than most cars that you might have been used to before. So let me show you how it works. So the door handle doesn't actually physically move. Instead, you will place your hand under the handle and simply push, and then the door opens. So you can see that the handle didn't actually raise up. You don't want that to happen. You also want to be sure to close the door firmly so that it fully locks. And that's it. So an easy way to lock your car upon exit, if you have your key fob with you, I usually have mine in my purse, you might have yours in your pocket, but if you have your key fob, all you need to do is simply touch this indentation on the door handle and hold it for a few seconds until you see that yellow light on the side mirror. And then you walk away from your car and it's locked. When you approach your car, again with your key fob on your person, as you approach the car, it will unlock for you, and you can see that in the lights that come on the side mirror, and you're all set. Another door you'll frequently be opening on your ID.4 is your trunk. There are multiple ways to do this. Our ID.4 Pro S has an easy open motion sensor for the trunk, and I'll show you how that works. So the first step is to have good balance. Just kidding. But honestly, this is not the easiest thing to do. It also doesn't work perfectly. But when it works, it is a handy feature. So the instructions say to place your foot in the middle of the bumper and wave it back and forth. I've found that it works best to identify these sensors on the left side or right side of the bumper, and to wave your foot in front of those sensors. And then remember to quickly step back so that the trunk doesn't hit you. If you need to adjust the angle and the height of your trunk lid opening, you can do that. While the trunk lid is opening, you can press and hold this button until the lights flash, and that will set a new angle of opening for your trunk lid. To close the trunk, simply press this button. To open the trunk from the inside, simply press this button. But this button doesn't close the trunk. To do that, you'll press the button on the inside of the trunk lid. One quirk of the ID.4 is how you operate the windows. You might notice that there are only two switches for the front driver and passenger windows. There are not switches for the rear passengers. To access the window opening or closing for the rear windows, you simply press this word rear. You can see that it lights up. Now I can roll down or roll up the rear windows. If I want to roll down all four windows at the same time, I simply press and hold until it flashes. Feel that breeze. To disengage the all four windows working at the same time mode, simply double tap the rear button. As they say in Zombieland, when in doubt, double tap. So let's look at some of the climate features in the ID.4. So one way to access the climate features is to push the climate button here. If you want to turn everything off, you should press this power button, and that will just turn everything off. If it's off, and you need to turn it on, obviously you would press it again. So there are different climate settings within the system. Smart Climate has some pre-setting options, which honestly, I don't really use that often. I did try it once with warm hands on a cold day. Kind of, turns the heat on, turns your heated steering wheel on. It wasn't bad, but it's just not my go-to. So I usually go to Classic Climate. So here you do have options. I often leave it on auto and set my desired temperature. If you touch auto, you can also choose whether you want a low, medium, or high rate of fan speed. Obviously, there are other features here, such as air conditioning, air recirculation, or if you would prefer the air to be on your body or feet. If you do choose one of these, then you're no longer set to auto, but you can increase fan speed and temperature. Whenever you select to recirculate air, your AC does automatically come on. But if you didn't want to go into the climate menu, you can use a shortcut to turn on your heated seats. Here at the bottom of the screen, you will see a blue bar and a red bar on each side. This allows you to adjust your temperature down or up very easily. Using this hot and cold temperature area, if you use 2 fingers and tap both hot and cold at the same time, it will turn on your heated seats. Tap again to decrease the temperature or turn it off. So that is a shortcut to the heated seats. That does not work for the steering wheel. Unfortunately, you do have to go into climate for that. There are also options within the climate menu to turn some things on automatically, and you can see that here. Switch on at start of trip depending on the temperature. So if it's a certain temperature outside, if it's cold, then you can have your heated seat or heated steering wheel come on automatically depending on that temperature. And of course, if you want to change that to medium, high, or turn it off completely, you can certainly do that. So another trick to the climate is when you put your car in park, before you open the door, you'll notice this immediate climate control button. By turning this on, this would keep your climate settings running for 30 minutes when you exit the car. So if you're going to hop out for a short trip somewhere and want to come back to a cool car or warm car, this would allow you to keep that climate control setting in place while you're exiting the vehicle. Our ID.4 Pro S model does have a very nice glass moonroof. It also has a built-in shade to cover that. And all you do to open it is swipe this button, this recessed button area. This is a fixed piece of glass, so it does not open for ventilation. Swipe it to close that shade. And if you want to pause it, you can just touch in the middle and it will pause where you've stopped it, and then you can start it again. Well, we hope that you've enjoyed our first how-to ID video. If there are things that you're curious about, let us know in the comments and we'll try to do a video to show you how to do those things or figure them out together. Do us a favor, hit the like button, and please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one.